Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, we are going to be checking out the weird and wonderful world of demo software, or trial software, or evaluation periods of software, or 30 days for free, or saving disabled. Each kind of DAW has its own way of going about things, how they want you to try out the software and evaluate it, and it some do it better than others. No, in other words, some are completely backwards in how they go about things. They don't really grasp the the learning curve required to learn these things, so their demo limitations don't really reflect this. And this stems from a question that I had from someone a little bit ago, and they were stating, it's like, I don't want to get too into the whole production and the complexity of it, but I just want to explore and dive around and just, have something to do. It's like I enjoy kind of figuring things out and noodling in software and stuff like that. And for them, I wouldn't recommend what you think I'd recommend to them. I'd recommend something else. And I'm going to get into those reasons. So, open here is the usual suspects, and I'm not going to know like every single aspect of these pieces of software, what happens when the demo period runs out, or what those what is actually needed to get those demos up and running. Um, you want to you want to make your software like the easiest thing for people to install and start using. That's number one. And a lot of these pieces of software do that. That's the first rule. And secondly, you don't want to cause anxiety in people that are learning. I find that people who have anxiety about like, oh, what's going to happen after the first 30 days? Is it going to like stop working altogether, or what do I do then? Do I have to shovel out, hundreds of dollars? Um, in my experience, they need to make it clear. So what's going to occur for the demo, the evaluation period, and what the software turns into afterwards. You have to be very clear with that, and you have to kind of remind them of the upgrade paths afterwards to relieve that anxiety. And that anxiety is very real. I find it. With a lot of people when they're trying to figure out what to choose. And this is a use case for like electronic music nerds, and I identify as one of those. So this is Ableton Live, their trial page. Get all the features of Live 10 Suite, which is the fully functional version of Ableton. All the bells and whistles. You can try that for 30 days. And yeah, there's system requirements and license agreement, things like that. All the other system requirements. What does it include? 13 instruments, cool, and things like that. But what happens afterwards? What happens after those 30 days? That's something that can cause anxiety. And 30 days, is that generally enough to get over the learning curve? And I'm assuming this video, I'm assuming that the person who's curious about music production, they're absolutely new, and they're just like, I want to learn this, and they go online or whatever, and they find the usual suspects. Some people saying try Ableton, got to use FL Studio, you gotta try Reaper, Reason all the way, don't touch anything else, everything's garbage. There's all these conflicting things, and people just want to try some stuff out. And this is the example of what they'll find. Try live for free, cool for 30 days. After 30 days, what happens? Is saving disabled? Will it stop working altogether? Will it hold the project files ransom? Things like that. Something to think about. Next up is one of the better demo pieces of software. One of the pieces that they offer like a liberal demo. The trial. The trial limitations is you can actually save your projects, and it has all plugins. Does it say that? Yeah, it's equivalent to FL Studio plus all plugins bundle. So you can test out all features and plugins. Awesome. Read opening save files is not possible. That is the limitation. You can save all you want, but you cannot open what you save, which I think is very, very genius. Also, some functions that can save load, that have save load capability don't work in the trial. For example, clone channel and the save preset as, which isn't a major deal breaker. You can still evaluate and things like that. You can export to WAV and MP3. So you can open it up, noodle around, export as WAV or MP3, and you can save your project. And as far as I know, the free trial, yeah, time unlimited. So this trial would run forever. You can have it forever. You can play around with it until you're old and gray. You just cannot open your saved projects. No registration or account needed. We're gonna run into that a little bit later, where it's like, oh, I gotta set up an account. This is lame. See, ImageLine's very smart with this. They want to make it as easy as possible to get their product onto people's computers, because they might get it elsewhere, which we're trying to avoid. Test all features, time unlimited, no registration, one installer. That's all you need. And then to sweeten the deal, if you buy, you get lifetime free updates. And yeah, you can, you know, you can buy FL Studio anytime by unlocking the trial version. So they make it as easy as possible to download, install, test everything out, save it, test everything out, render things, explore, use VSTs, make little cool ideas, save the actual project file, but they cannot open. But they make it as easy as possible for that piece of software to get onto your computer, which I think FL Studio wins in this regard. Next up, Bitwig. Bitwig is, I think, a very robust piece of software. Similar to Ableton, but does a complete other thing. This demo limitation, this application will run in demo mode with saving and exporting disabled. It'll run in demo mode indefinitely. You just cannot save or export. So you can open it up and use all the devices and modulate, fully functional. You just cannot save anything, which is fair. That's also a good way to go about the thing. And you don't need an account. You just download it. It works for all three platforms. So there's cross compatibility there. And again, they've made it as easy as possible for people to download and try it out and learn. Take as long as they want to learn. There's no anxiety. Keyword anxiety. Bitwig's a very good option for the use case of someone who wants to just dive in and learn like modulation, synths, and things like that, and just have fun. Bitwig is actually really deep. It's one of the deeper ones in terms of its modulation. Everything can talk to each other, and you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with it. But you cannot save, which is unfortunate. But you gotta be able to entice people to buy the software. All right. Pro Tools. You go to the Pro Tools trial, get a free trial, go Pro Tools, a bunch of plugins, high quality loops, and 1 gigabyte of cloud storage. Try all the features and functionality and decide what's right for you. It doesn't say how long the functionality is, but you need an account. And, you need to sign in. What's right for you? You're like, okay, and then you try to open this thing, and it's not their webpage, it's mine. It's my internet. It's very slow. It says, okay, ideal for da da da. You're just like, okay, do I need a thing? They're neglecting to mention that you need a dongle. That's another thing. Dongles demo doesn't really work, does it? Yeah, you're like, okay, so how much is it? Like, what am I comparing? Um, this is like apples and oranges. This isn't necessarily for electronic music production, but it's just another example. Like Avid's like one of those companies, and you know, there's a very very high barrier to entry to make and record music, and I guess they're assuming that you're like a professional. But yeah, there's no mention of how long the trial is, its limitations. I can't find it. It's just what, yeah, it kind of falls on its face here, and it's kind of disappointing. Okay, let's move on to Cubase. Now, Cubase has been around for a while, and you could try Cubase for 30 days, no restrictions. Subscribe now and experience the most complete DAW ever. Uh, are you new to the world of Cubase? Try Cubase Elements 10 now and find out why. Okay, so no restrictions. Where do I download it? Oh, I have to enter my email. Do I need an e-licenser? I've heard of these dongle things. Do I need one? Should say whether you need one or not. You shouldn't need to buy a dongle to use a demo version of something. And this is another problem, in my opinion. It's like, why? Like, this is the trial version of this is where you get the Cubase 10 trial version, and there's no that they don't quite win at this actually. Like, it's not working. Um, yeah, I don't even get me started with Cubase in terms of modern production. Like even Vengeance went dongle free with Avenger. Like, come on, guys. They know. Cubase should know too. It's no wonder they're losing market share. Anyway, um, this is Propellerhead Reason, a very capable and it's been around forever, and it's for a particular workflow. Actually, like patching things in and rack mount stuff. It was meant to be a virtual studio. That was what people were used to. And yeah, we can try Reason for 30 days. Reason is everything you need to create amazing music, collaborate with others, and have more fun. Things like that. 30-day trial comes with everything that Reason has to offer. No feature restrictions. Note the trial period begins as soon as you click on the download buttons. So what happens after the 30-day trial? Is saving disabled? Buy a Reason for $400 or find a dealer. But what happens after that trial? Does it just shut off completely? Or do I still have some sort of functionality? Let's say if I wanted to continue learning, does it play you a blast of white noise every once in a while? I don't know. But yeah, this is Propellerhead Reason. Again, in my opinion, and this is just someone who doesn't run a software company, but I think that if you want to dissuade people from doing what, make it clear, make it easy, because at the end of the day, people just want to move a knob and adjust the filter cutoff. Basically, that's it. And you have to think of your potential customer base as 60%. No, maybe not even six. Maybe like let's just say half. Half of the people using a product have never used anything before, and they're within the first couple of days picking up a DAW. So keep that in mind. Soapbox. Reaper. Reaper is really cool. Reaper is not free, but it's a fully functional 60-day evaluation. And what makes Reaper interesting is that it's fairly well. It's very robust, and it competes with Pro Tools in my opinion. People love it. It's great for recording. Like, you can do anything with it, really. Like if I was in a pinch and I was like, I need something, I need to record whatever. I'd go with Reaper. Reaper is, let's say, if you wanted to purchase Reaper, and this is really interesting. They have Linux as a experimental build. You want to purchase Reaper? It's basically cheaper than an EA game. like, um, uh, if you are a individual, it's $60. If you're a studio, it's 225, and that's fair in my opinion. And I would like to see um, more kind of companies do this. Like they do. Like there's educational discounts, and that's a whole other video. But I I'd like to see maybe other companies kind of do this. It's like if you're like an individual, this much. If you're operating out of a studio, yeah, it probably wouldn't apply to Ableton, Bitway, or FL Studio. But this is smart. And for Pro Tools, it'd be good to have this pricing structure in Cubase as well. Studio One, it's one of those things, and it's like if you give if you give people the ability to be honest, you know, they'll take it. Anyway, what a weird video. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Food for thought. Let me know your comments in the comments section. Hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.